Students, gather your quills, your parchments, your alchemical ingredients, your frogs, your toads, your teachers, your whatnot. Welcome back to IOTH Academy. We run a tight ship here. Everyone's, very serious and professional around here. I'm Tormented by Gnomes. I'll be your game master today. Joining me tonight, we've got Crowan, Leg Day, and Lemon Kiwi. Welcome back, everybody. Good to have you here.
I couldn't hold in my laugh and it broke Lemon.
All right, we got to share with the class then. What the hell were we just even talking about? I was busy tracking the countdown timer.
Oh, we were talking about the intro music, and Lemon was saying that she was going to put on the Game of Thrones music, and I asked why not like the Harry Potter theme or something more thematically appropriate. And I said that it reminds me of the intro to Panic at the Disco's Mona Lisa, which has a very similar like kind of piano riff at the beginning. And I was just, is it the Mona Lisa painting?
You're not wrong.
I didn't hear the Panic at the Disco part. I just heard it sounds like Mona Lisa, and I was like, "Isn't that a painting? How can it sound like anything?"
What's that? Synesthesia. This painting sounds like this other song, sort of thing.
You guys ever watch old Top Gear? And they had all the weird intros of a Sting, like some say he can smell roundabouts, and the weird sensory stuff.
Somebody compared the show to Top Gear and its intros, where it's like, tonight we're gonna do this, and then the party just does something else entirely, something completely different.
Sounds about right.
Yep. Oh, welcome back, everybody. It's good to be here. We've already got some inspiration on the board for Kraius, who is a brave boy.
Oh, bloody hell.
Brave boy.
He's Walking Armory is rooting for this.
When we last left our heroes, as their entire class was seated in the refectory, eating dinner, the torches, one by one along the wall, had turned green. The sound of a distant trumpet was heard. The doors swung open to reveal Kraius, wearing his finest formal robes in a shade of, viridian green. I almost said vermilion, but that'd be wrong. That'd be very wrong.
That's Google. Is that with an E or an I at the beginning?
Viridian, if I know my Pokemon games, is spelled VIRIDIAN.
Oh wow! I'm on the same track with the green. Proceed.
All right, excellent. A series of 6 candelabra with green candle flames were flying forward, carried by unseen servants, to form a processive pathway as Kraius walks down bearing a green rose, which upon closer inspection appears to be made from glass.
Oh, he rich.
It's all my thing.
Was that your thing?
I was doing glasswork as well.
He is clearly making his way directly towards your table, Garnet. There are giggles erupting throughout the hall.
Oh no! Wait,
Well,
like
Garnet,
making fun
I
of
think you
him
bought
giggles?
this on yourself.
Roll an insight check.
Oh God.
19. All right. There's a couple of different types of giggles going on here. Some of them are like, oh, this is so cringe. Some of them are, this is like, oh my God, he's asking someone to the ball giggles. Some of them are, I am socially awkward and I don't know how else to respond to this, so I'm just going to laugh. There's also some hushed whispers, some excitement, jokes back and forth. It's not like the entire hall is making fun of him. It's much more mixed. It's a lot more of like, what? This is very over the top. Some people think it's romantic. Some people think it's ridiculous.
To this, Garnet.
I'm just like sighing and maybe just like waiting, I guess.
Athalor's water is slowly starting to form a moat towards where one might try and present a rose.
Ooh.
But can Athalor generate a telepathic bond with
Absolutely.
Kraius?
With who?
With Kraius.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think Athalor's just going to be, you've got this, man.
The mind games. And you're spitting the water that you used to choke him out earlier?
Yes, while sitting next to Garnet, according to our little map here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Can I send a message to Athalor?
Yes.
By all means.
And just be like, so are you gonna ask me, or are we gonna let this happen?
Oh, I'm letting this happen.
Why? Why would you do this to me?
Because
Aren't you my friend?
Do you not want to go with them?
He's getting closer.
Do you want to go with me? I'm not asking. I'm just wondering if you're interested.
You appear to be asked. Or if you want to say that you're already going with me, then I suppose that's fine.
Oh, okay, great. So you're not gonna ask me like, oh, well, he's getting closer. Shit. So
I'd prefer for you to tell him no.
But you have to officially ask me, or else I'm on the market.
Well, it would appear that they understand that you're on the market. Do you see the candelabras?
Because you didn't ask it.
What's funny is that because you're sitting on the back side of the table, he has to like make his grand entrance through here and then go all the way down here. He's now making his way. He has to like sort of slightly scoop between the two people who are sitting there.
Oh, Athalor doesn't have. I don't have a gift presentation thing compared to his glass rose. What? I've got a thing that I made, but you've already got a hat thing.
This is not a hat. This is a crown.
Yeah, I'm not good at making crowns.
Aren't you a jeweler or something?
No, Arianna does for jeweling.
Jeweling? Oh, what do you do? Sculpt stone rocks?
I sculpt things. Do you want a statue? I'll make you a statue. A small statue.
Can you? You could have done something before he showed up like this.
But it's better if you tell him no.
Or you
In
could tell him
front of
no.
Everyone. Why would I? What?
You fought him once
just
already.
breaks down laughing. Out loud, not even in the message.
I don't want to break his little heart. It's all going down to messages, so we're just like squinting at each other and just.
Meanwhile, Athalor was just like in Kraius' mind. Left foot, right foot. I know it's nerve-wracking, bud. You've got this.
Roll an intimidation check, please, Athalor.
Oh, I'm gonna intimidate him before he even shows
I think
up.
he's intimidating him regardless. I think this is intimidating behavior.
because it's a telepathic bond. I don't know if they can dispel it like they could with like a message.
You can form as a bonus action. You can speak with each other. It does not say that. You can just turn it on. He can respond if he wants.
Yeah, but I don't think he can shut me out.
Correct.
As it were.
Correct. You can grief him. You can grief him at will.
I've got characters in my name they can't spell to block me. I'm using the Vietnamese keyboard.
All right. Last chance. Chat has granted a treasure. A gift. So, Athalor, if you want to come up with something and pull it out of your pocket right now, you have that option. I'm going to give you a moment to think about that because my dog is making sad dog noises outside my door because this is a professional construction. So
I'm going to go look at Pikachu's reference art.
Yeah, go. Just you know what? Let me see if I can pull that up while we wait. Actually, because that would be cool.
Art is lit.
Ayo, I spot some dank ass earrings.
How is Alex reacting to the entrance? Are you also giggling?
Probably not really giggling. It's just probably thinking like, oh yeah, it was bound to happen eventually. So it's just pretty interested. Probably it's just like watching the spectacle. Notices that you all are just being weird with each other, messaging back and forth, but probably sees some kind of tension. Just letting y'all be, just taking in the scene.
Just taking in the environment.
Yeah. This is grade A entertainment right here. So.
Oh yeah, of course.
They're as excited as I am. Okay,
right,
so
I'll be right back.
Could I do the earrings? Does Garnet own those earrings?
Be entertaining. I'll be back.
I don't have. The only thing I have in lore is a crown tiara bullshit. So
Oh,
whatever
excellent.
you
Nice.
imagine
There it
up as the treasure.
Oh shit! One sec. Let me bring in the reference art for everyone to have a look at. Oh, I was timed down for posting a link.
Ah, well done.
It's showing
Well
on stream
done.
anyway.
Nightbot does not care for my attempts. Down, knave. You shall not post art this day. This is a strictly
Sir.
modified chat.
Sir, apologies. Sir, apologies.
Oh, Nightbot, sorry. Nightbot, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Pardon me, good sir. Do you mind if I could post a smidgen of art? I'm sorry, Gnomes, we weren't entertaining.
Oh yeah, we tried. We tried.
And I got
Totally
banned by
fine.
Nightbot.
But yeah, this awesome art that you're looking at is by Beepachu. So thank you so much. Phenomenal. All right, what did we come up with?
The earrings that Garnet has on in the reference art. I'm having that.
I'm having that. So British. Go on then.
Okay, you're having that. You've got the earrings, because the earrings were not Arianna's gift. They haven't been specified. Their origin has not been detailed at this point. Does that make sense for you, Garnet, for him to have those?
Yeah.
Okay. You've got them. Kraius is standing directly in front of Garnet, wedged because he's got this pillar he has to deal with right here, standing directly in front of Garnet. He holds out the rose and he takes a deep breath, steeling himself up properly. Athalor, do you do anything?
Athalor is going to wait.
Okay.
I mean, he's still kind of he's still kind of in Kraius' head, and he just goes like, "Nice."
Nice.
He looks over at you like he takes a deep breath, stops, looks over at you. His eye twitches, and then he looks back over to Garnet. Garnet, I would be honored if you would go with me to the Green Gala.
Just like eyeing, just kind of staring, and then like maybe a side eye to Athalor and seeing if there's an immediate reaction.
Athalor's gonna let it simmer for a couple of seconds here. Well, can we roll a perception check on the crowd now that they
go ahead.
have given the target? Where's my perception? Oh, it's 0, but still, maybe we get a good roll
It's
here.
0. I cannot see.
Yeah, the green light has sort of thrown everything into sharp relief, making it difficult to see anything. But you do think you see a couple of Kraius' friends, his posse on the other side of the place going, "You got this. You're good."
Oh.
I think Athalor's just gonna start clapping at Kraius.
Oh my god, he's such a dick.
Some other people start clapping as well and cheering.
Oh,
Alex
like
will begin
for real,
clapping
for
if
real.
a lot of people start doing it. Alex
Roll
will-
persuasion check, Athalor.
Oh,
Or performance. I'll let you pick whichever's better.
Bam! Performance, baby.
Ooh.
Yeah, the whole hall starts cheering and clapping for him.
wow.
Athalor's the first to stand up, just continues clapping him. Like, but he's very sure to make sure that he's close enough in frame that he kind of towers over Kraius while clapping.
She's so stupid.
At the same time, like the water's swirling next to his hands.
I'll probably look around and look more concerned and like feeling really bad, really guilty type of face, and kind of look up at Kraius and Be like, Kraius, this is so sweet, and you went through so much to do all of this. But unfortunately, I've already been asked to the prom or green gala.
Roll a deception check, please.
Okay, no whammies, no whammies.
Who's got inspirations?
This is fine. This is fine. Oh, that was close. That was so close. Oh god. Oh god.
Roll an insight check, please.
Ah! Can I lucky dice that shit?
I will allow you to use one of your 3 lucky dice on this to re-roll.
This seems important. This seems real important.
Okay.
This is major character development.
This character, we've created a villain.
He is crushed, but he is putting on a brave face. That is what the insight check was for. You can just like see the fire go out of his belly and his heart sinks. But he puts on a brave face, nods graciously, and says, I would have been shocked otherwise.
Oh, he's so nice. I'm going to actual hell. He's so nice. Oh.
We are generating a villain with bullying.
And as Athalor is making an ass out of himself.
An ass? I've got the whole squad clapping.
I've got the whole squad. I kind of while kind of gesturing to Kraius that it's Athalor.
Okay. Athalor.
Villain arc. That's the villain arc.
He gives you a brief look. He looks disappointed. And he does a short bow to Garnet.
Flips me off.
Walks right past you. And heads back out the door.
Oh, I
Like,
thought he was
what
going to
do you-
ask Arianna. That would have been such a Chad move. He just walked over and been like, how about you, baby girl?
Hey, number 2.
when he goes to leave, Alex wants to follow him out.
Okay.
And attempt to catch up to him when he like exits the hall.
All right. There's now general confusion throughout the entire hall. There are people who are close enough to tell what's going on. There's whispers flying back and forth, message spells connecting the 2 tables, gasps, people going...
Ladies and gentlemen, what a performance by Kraius. Are you still clapping?
And I'm just like bowing my head down like, oh, God.
Damn.
Reverse cloud.
Damn.
I'm going to get redomed.
All right.
Ah.
Alexander follows him out the door.
Another heart-to-heart. I'm sure this one will turn out much better than the last one. You have a way with words, Alexander.
Just you wait. And upon getting outside and seeing Kraius, do you have like a whole like group of people with him right now? Do they like all follow him out?
A couple of people are following him, but as soon as he gets out of the door, the lights go back to their normal colors. The candelabra retreat outwards as well, go out and clatter to the floor, and he starts to run.
Just let him be. Oh God.
Athalor leans over to Garnet, not using a message like, I know the date to the dance isn't supposed to mean anything, but that was the best date ever.
You're so mean.
And you're not.
You're going to get your ass almost kicked again.
You manipulated him into doing that.
I didn't do anything. I just said I was looking for a date to my friends.
You knew what that would do to him. You know how he feels about you.
He could have. Why are you making me feel bad? You're the one who egged him on.
What, into asking you out?
You could have asked me. We could have had a normal friend group at the gala without a fifth wheel. And you really wanted me to bring. You want me to bring Kraius?
I thought we were going together, but if you want to run off after the presumably crying little man, then...
If you're not going to ask me in a cool way, I will cancel this.
I mean, I did get you something, yes.
You did?
Well, you like precious things, and my family makes precious things. So I figured, why not some gemmed earrings? I believe they're emerald, but I'm never good at gemstones.
Whoa, go on then. And I'm just like, do it in the Athalor voice. I'll have that. Just go on then in Athalor's kind of impression. And I kind of pick it up and inspect it a little bit.
Yeah, they're just like solid emerald pieces that are cut into a beautiful prism. And let's see if I can tell from the art. I'll try to throw a close-up up there at some point for everybody. Yeah, it looks like a metal stud with just a big old gemstone hanging off of it.
So, will you come to the dance with me?
Sorry, a little louder.
Athalor is quite pointed because you asked him to be louder, but you had told Kraius that you'd already been asked. So, will you be coming to the dance with me?
And I'm like putting on the earrings. Okay.
Damn. Alexander, are you giving chase?
Yeah, Alexander is gonna give chase. It doesn't want to like. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's fast as fuck. I don't know. But once to give chase, yeah, well, long enough to whereas like his other companions and stuff are out of there. So just wants to like catch him on in a one-on-one and catch up at that point.
Okay. Yeah, everyone else is sort of like his friends are trying to make their way towards him, but they're a little bit further. They didn't leave as fast as you did. They got caught up in some of the hubbub. Mm-hmm. You're able to track him down as he runs. Roll a map tools.
Ooh, okay.
And map out this L.
All right.
Damn.
He is running to the library to one of the much less used reading rooms. So he makes his way into the library, takes a very circuitous route. You're able to track him down, and he closes him. He runs into the reading room and disappears through the door. You're the only one who is able to follow him.
Yeah, I think Alex wants to like give him a few minutes, but then like knowing that he's in that room, just kind of walk up and knock on the door, give a few knocks and wait.
We're closed.
I'm just gonna try to open it.
Okay, it's not locked.
Okay, yeah. I'll just open it, walk in, and say, Kraius, sorry about what happened. I don't want to linger on it though, and I know that you might not either. It's gonna be all right, you know. There are certainly many other people that would be enthused to go with you.
He turns around and realizes who it is. How can you hang out with him? How?
Yeah, I mean, not going to lie, they're some of the first people that I met, and you know, stayed in the group. I'm not saying what he did was good or just or anything. Like
It wasn't.
it's all-
Was, however,
No,
fucking
no.
funny.
True. It was not, and I mean, I know we've spent a decent amount of time studying together. I actually didn't quite know that he had already asked her. Otherwise, I would have warned you about it, but I had no idea.
God, I should have already known. Oh.
But it's fine. You know what you need, Kraius, is a bit of a distraction. And as so turns out, I have something that might be a good one.
He turns over. You can see he's red. He's got like he's not crying, but he's got the eyes of someone who is trying very, very hard not to.
So, there's, I mean, we've had, study groups at some point, but that's all just something that really comes out of it. I was thinking something on a larger scale, something with purpose to form some sort of, I guess, I don't know what to call it exactly, a society, a guild, something with only the smartest of people. And obviously, I think you well more than qualify for this, Kraius, to not only, of course, just demand, respect and recognition from those around us, but with goals to carry this forward, carry this into next year and the ring and get recognition and, opportunities for perhaps outside of this school. And I want it to be big. I want to only get the best of people to join this. And you have your friends, your connections, of course. And I think I know a person or two might be. We can start something big, I think, Kraius. And through that, with those connections, surely you can find someone else who is more qualified and you might be happier with to take to the gala.
Roll a persuasion check, please, Alexander.
Okay.
He doesn't even have magic.
I see inspiration in there.
You've got 2 inspiration at the
Good
moment.
guy Crow into the
All right,
rescue.
20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
Wizard Mentor is a go.
You see, as he turns around, he's clutching to his chest a worn, pieced together, patched up, threadbare book. A tattered spell book with pages missing and worm marks on it and stuff. Forget the dance.
Are you
That's
sure?
a distraction. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
We're students at IOTH Academy. We have more important things to worry about than the dance. Yeah.
We're meant for so much more. I mean, it is a distraction, and not all distractions are bad, of course. I think there's
This one is.
Yeah, I mean, I can see how you feel and why you'd feel that way about this. But what do you say then?
He sits down, takes a couple of shuddering breaths, and nods in agreement. Roll an insight
Alexander
check.
Okay. Alexander extends his hand out to kind of to shake his insight.
Yeah, insight.
Does he have hands?
14.
That's 2.
All right. You can tell he is obviously very emotionally charged right now. And maybe this decision is informed just a little bit by spite.
That is A-okay.
And he takes your hand and gives it a firm shake.
Wonderful. I maybe you need a bit of time right now, but I would like to soon, meet and go over potential prospects. I want this to only be the best of the best, Kraius. And I believe you to be one of those, so I trust you with decision-making on this. This is going to be absolutely massive, pivotal. We're going to create something grand.
He nods, and through the fog of barely held back tears and burning adolescent frustration and anger, wheels are spinning. The best of the best, something big. It's taking form in his mind.
You're right. That did go much better.
I'm learning a few things, wouldn't you say?
Yes, your studies have been fruitful.
Alex looked at us, trying to generate a villain, was like, hold up, hold my beer.
You set the framework and took it and ran with it.
All right. Meanwhile, in the refectory, where Garnet has just accepted Athalor's promposal, after telling everyone she was already taken, in a public area where people could hear, and asked him to be louder. What will you do anything else at the dinner? Alyxander vanished. It took him a few minutes to catch up. It takes him a few minutes to have this conversation and such. Is there anything else that Athalor and Garnet wish to add to the scene before we proceed?
I think Athalor kind of... It's just a touch fastidious. Doesn't really matter to anything, but he does clean up the water, but he kind of moated around Garnet. back up into the ring. I think that went excellently.
Yeah, this ask was much better than the first time you asked me, and I say that very loudly. I like that you added the earrings this time.
Roll a deception check, please, Garnet.
Oh, fuck. How many of these are going to roll today?
17. All right. Hey, how many times are you going to lie? That's the question.
How many lies will you tell?
Oh, man.
Where do you think Alex went?
Oh, probably comforting Kraius. They study a lot together,
Really?
I would imagine I know this from watching, or is that better? Okay. Okay.
It's probably common knowledge that we're in the same class, at least.
Yeah, I think it's fair for you to infer or know that. Yeah. Lots of time passes.
I hope Kraius is okay. He looked really upset. I know you don't care, Athalor, but...
I don't know why people think that he didn't challenge me to a duel. Like, we were just joking around, and then he wished bodily harm on me.
You almost drowned him. Where's the joke?
I mean, they challenged me to a duel. I didn't want to be violent with them, and they chose violence. I mean, Kraius, they could be unstable. They just woke up and chose violence. I'd been very diplomatic up until that point.
Sure.
Don't shake your head, Gnomes.
Sometimes I have to crack my neck. It's almost like a nervous twitch. Don't worry about it.
The DM is biased.
All right. Well, this is going to be talked about throughout the entire student body for a while. This entire gigantic thing that just went down, all of the twists and turns. I will allow Athalor and Garnet to decide when you bring this scene to a close and proceed with your day-to-day, moving towards the dance, registering any performances you wish to do. Are you ready to draw the scene to a close?
Yeah, I'm ready, unless there's any more social triage that needs to be done.
God damn it. I'd probably want to find a moment before the gala to talk to Kraius, or like if I find him by the lockers or some shit, I don't know, somewhere where he's by himself.
Slams the locker and says, listen,
bitch boy.
I still need that math homework.
You stand up straight when you talk to me.
Oh dear. All right. The day of the gala continues to draw close. We are now, let's say, a month away. Garments are being prepared. People are pairing off, asking each other to the dance, back and forth. Let us check in briefly with each of our heroes as the time progresses. Alexander, after planting the seeds of a glorious future, what does the next few weeks hold in store for you?
Yeah, it's a lot of prepping to make this a thing. Would probably gather Henan along with this, and so just me, three of us propose, be like, all right, it's gonna be a big society. There's gonna be like rankings in it as well. There's gonna everything from like initiates to scholars. That's gonna be us. The three the scholars, the best of the best. Make sure to keep like repeating that phrase to Kraius, plant that seed, and yeah, go about recruitment. Only recruiting really smart, qualified people that are top of the class.
Mhm.
And as like kind of like study groups, but also just do like meetings and as well to I think I'd probably have to develop this a bit more, but with the goal of just like improving IOTH Academy. So if there's things that like little like random like complaints like people like have or something like or like just ways to improve and to make it better, then to go over those and like address a higher authority figure and be like, we're this and we've discussed these things and we want this thing to improve, and like how can we facilitate that and make that happen. So yeah.
Okay, so you're proposing that the purpose of the as yet nameless society is to improve IOTH Academy. Is that what you're coming out with?
Yeah, improve IOTH Academy, gather only the smartest people, and share our knowledge amongst ourselves. It's kind of build it up as like a status thing as well. Like if you can get into this thing, then it's gonna like that means like you're someone who's probably gonna be something when you get older and be something, maybe even like in this academy.
It feels like a prelude to a purge.
Henan he's giving it some thought, and he says, we must have some sign, something beautiful, something symbolic, something that embodies us.
Yeah, we need a name and I guess a kind of symbol.
Kraius, and everybody probably brings their books. And where are you holding your meetings, by the way?
Just all in that tiny
Are
reading room
there-
still, like all hunched over amongst the books. We need a symbol.
Are there any
My
kind
pleasure.
of-
It means hope.
Are there any kind of like not even necessarily secret rooms, but like larger like unused spaces that Alex would know about from scouting out the school and knowing maps and stuff?
Roll a map tools check. If you succeed, the answer is yes. And depending on how well you succeed, I'll let you dictate some of the precepts of the room.
Cool. Map tools. A 10, but the advantage. I think there's another one out there.
You got one in the book. You got one in the books.
Yeah. Okay. We'll try that. 22.
Okay, yeah. Tell me about this room.
Oh boy. Okay. It probably used to be used to be some sort of like faculty area or something, but in the interest of IOTH Academy, they moved it to somewhere else like fancier, but maybe like smaller and closed. But this is just like a large space, and it already probably like has remnants of like a setup for for art purposes, and like
A table.
clean up, like actually like look good. Yeah, some tables, some chairs, maybe like some like I don't know if I can get too spicy, like some lounge spaces, as well, like some fancier stuff.
I'm going to say it definitely has space for this, and maybe one or two pieces of furniture, and everything else ends up being like salvaged. People find things, people make things in class, they start bringing things in.
Yeah. So yeah, it would be that space that we would meet.
Welcome to the Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah, name and logo all your workshop.
Just completely lifted.
IOTH's army.
IOTH's army.
IOTH's, oh my god, that
I'm sure
Kraius
would like
Kraius
that.
would be here like, it needs to be IOTH's army, guys.
he is sort of not arguing, but saying, if we're getting the best and the brightest minds together, then improving the academy would just be a means to an end. That's not a lofty goal. It's worthwhile, but it's not maybe worthy of the scale of what we're aiming to accomplish here.
I agree wholeheartedly. I think this is to get the attention of the faculty. We need the initial support to get ourselves off the ground, and then we can aim much bigger.
Like
If you already
what?
have the ideas for that. Well, did you have something in mind? You seemed passionate about this.
Well, IOTH is the one who wandered the world and came up with the original precepts of magic. And as time goes on, more and more people are looking to take that magic or use it for worldly purposes or inject other concepts into that. And I think it's important that some very smart people who know what they're doing stand between the magic of the school and everyone else who would use it or change it for their own benefits. You want the smartest people making those decisions. And with IOTH so preoccupied with his research, I don't know if he's in a position to do that.
But we can take up the task for him.
Yes.
Wonderful. This is why you're here, Kraius. Best of the best.
All right. Roll an intelligence, just intelligence check from the left side of your character sheet, please, Alexander.
Oh, this is okay.
If it's like a long, oh Christ, you smell good when you think.
10. Just
All
a
right.
10. Flat 10.
Just roll at your desk.
That is to see how recruiting is going based solely on evaluating intelligence.
Oh, okay.
So things are going slow at the moment.
All right.
All right.
It's okay.
But Kraius seems to be very motivated. Very, when you bring somebody on board a project and you're like, yeah, this is a good thing, and they just go all in, and you're like, whoa, you might be moving a little bit ahead. He's spending a lot of time on this.
That's good. That's great. That's the plan. That's
Excellent.
all right.
Okay. Athalor, tell me about what you do, classes, social life, side projects, schemes as the Green Gala.
Why would Athalor have schemes?
Anybody can have schemes,
Everybody can have schemes. I think that Athalor's getting quite curious about the outside world, given that they banned all the field trips. So we're like, why would that be? Obviously, it was likely because of that big old Raveners thing that happened last year. But I think that Athalor in general is quite happy just to be on the Sigma male grind set. And just be continuing with his classes. He's still taking like the instructions in like the battle is in the mind from his uncle. And he's like trying to internalize that because he realized how much he seemingly broke Kraius' entire personality without casting a single spell, as it were.
Yeah, your uncle will actually highlight that. And
He's like, very good job. Excellent work.
Yes.
I'm very proud.
Yes.
You've caused a cascade effect that's going to result in a Nazi cult, but otherwise...
Hey, you got to learn how to do these things. All right. So in terms of curiosity about the outside world, you know that the academy it only has one gate.
Mm.
And the rest is protected by the barrier, by the golden sphere. That gate is on a floating fortress. So when you first arrived, when anybody walks in, not arrives magically, but walks into IOTH Academy, they bring this fortress that has like a gatehouse, watchtowers, protective golems, animated constructs, and wizards who have graduated from the Tower of Battle. And it floats down to ground level. And then it like goes partially through the golden sphere and opens to allow people to come in and out. That's how they bring in anybody who doesn't teleport or walk through the other world to get here. That's how new arrivals come in. So several of you may have walked in through that way.
Mm-hmm.
Other
I
than
think
that,
Athalor might have also been tried, just like in free time, but I've tried to be a little bit more proximal to Garnet.
mm-hmm.
Just like it's the easiest social message for someone who doesn't really care.
Mm-hmm. How does Garnet take to this?
What happened again?
He's just lurking.
Around me?
Athalor just being around. Like towards the edge of conversational groups, because he's usually a little bit distracted. But almost as if backup. Like almost a threat to people.
I'm probably just like letting you float there as I converse with my friends, and if they interact with you, sure, but I'm not making any
you're not like, go talk to Athalor.
Yeah, I'm not like integrating you in the conversation. I'm letting you float, and I'm kind of like doing my thing, knowing you exist, of course, but not ignoring you, just focused on other people.
Yeah, Athalor's very comfortable with that. He doesn't really care for the interaction as much right now. It's like the smallest possible social step that's like still integrated into school life while focusing on other matters.
All right. So other than that, he's mostly just focusing on improving at his studies and really hitting the books hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
And and directing his studies in the ways of like what his uncle's like. Okay, you've got some more people to break, mate. We're gonna turn the whole system upside down, baby.
Okay. Your uncle, it's not relevant yet because you're not in the right school year, but your uncle is heavily encouraging you to study enchantment magic. Enchantment magic is what this world uses to modify the mind. It will prove extremely useful if you can focus your efforts in that direction without losing sight of your long-term goal to find and control that sphere of annihilation that Garnet conjured a while ago. Speaking of which, you've made no progress towards learning where that's kept, something that your uncle does not urge you to follow up on, but reminds you about.
In a slightly out of character moment, I'm somewhat waiting for us to level up so my proficiency bonus goes up a little bit. And that might make things a touch easier when it comes to doing that stuff.
Fun fact, your uncle has the exact same your uncle's presence is a long-term investment. He's aware of your curtain capabilities and is content to let you grow and evolve into your power. Just a little nudge here, some guidance there, but not saying, come on, hurry up. We got to build this artifact that can control this hole in the universe. It's more like, make sure you're laying the groundwork now. Make sure that you're building towards it bits and pieces, bit by bit.
And he's also learning his alchemy as we go anyway. So they're making their progress.
All right.
So I took the alchemy elective. Go me. Crafter boy.
All right. Roll a Arcana check and a History check for me.
Wait, I've got a disadvantage.
You have, yes. So pick which one you want to use that on.
What's the Arcana and History for?
Homework, just measuring how school's going, basically.
Damn, chat. I hope you chat ate my homework.
Oh, chat robbed you. That was a natural 20 that you lost there. Oof. Deeply unlucky.
Come on, chat. Stop eating my homework. It's not nutritious.
All right. We're going to say things are going well. Partially the reason why you're slowing down a little bit is because you're pushing yourself You're kind of going above and beyond. You're looking up advanced topics. And that's slowing you down just a little bit. But overall, you're keeping pace. You're making good progress towards it. All right. Garnet, let's touch base with you. How do you deal with the social ripples of this entire scene that just played out in the refectory?
Probably trying to manipulate the narrative a bit amongst like friends and and I don't know, like if I don't know what their take is, I guess, to my circle friend group. I don't know what their interpretation is, if it's bad or not.
I feel like, what kind of people are you trying to attract to yourself? Sycophants? People who are weak-willed? People who are potentially useful to you? Peers? Who is it that Garnet seeks out when she builds these connections?
Drug
Probably
mules?
all of the above. Or not the drug mule part, but what
Yeah.
he said.
It's more Arianna's department than anyone's, really.
Yeah.
Okay. So the ones who you've gathered who are just like very much fawning over you, just feeding the ego, they come around to your perspective pretty quickly. You did a good job of salting the narrative after he left about saying this is much better than the first time that you asked me. Your more influential friends who are a little bit more like competitive are harder to persuade. Roll a persuasion check. You have disadvantage from chat. You also have 1 point of inspiration from chat. You may use as you wish.
Can I cancel it?
Yes, you can. You can wipe those out with each other if you want.
Here.
Okay. All right. There's a few reactions. One reaction is poor little Kraius. He's so sweet. It's a pity he's out of his league. One reaction is, that was so embarrassing. I can't believe he did that big thing in front of everybody and just got completely shut down. Wow. Never should have even tried that.
Has this impacted Kraius's like size of his sycophancy?
Yes.
Because it was a very public supporting of him that very spectacularly flopped.
Mm-hmm.
It was like mixed, right? Mixed reviews on that.
Yeah.
We made sure everyone was watching.
He did.
It was
Very
pretty
much.
soul crushing. Your most competent friends definitely see things your way, and they're a little bit surprised that you said yes to Athalor when you made it clear you wanted this big thing. You said yes to him the first time, and then you made him do a redo, which tells everyone that's what you wanted in the first place, you know?
Oh, like I wanted Athalor like the whole time.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
That's not like super well, that's not something that's really circulating through the school. That's just in your inner circle, you know?
Mm.
Your non-core 4 friends who are closest to you.
Okay.
So, aside from the social aspect of things, what else is Garnet focused on in the time to come?
Probably is, I wouldn't say like falling off school, like just for the week, but is definitely the mind is elsewhere, is feeling like she had the right solution to the Kraius situation, but now is feeling very guilty and very like, because she's been so much raised on like politics, and, you know, people are going to have to be hurt in the world of politics, and, you know, you can't always be the good guy, and now kind of realizing like, oh, I finally had to like hurt somebody today, and that was someone I didn't really intend to hurt, and it's kind of having a lot of guilty thoughts, but it's also just like so focused on the meeting that she had with the messenger, and just like thinking about it and thinking about the machine prints, and just figuring, or just the mind wrapped around that.
All right, so she's distracted, she's preoccupied thinking about these Infernals whose business she's meddling in. But is that mostly something going on in her head, or is there anything she's doing about it?
Just like studies at night, probably around the Infernals and the Luminius.
Yes.
And
yes.
yeah, but is probably actively looking for Kraius alone in the halls if she sees him.
All right. Roll a history check to represent. Wow, 25 total. Okay. Luminius, the last bastion of the dawn. All the armies of the destroyer assailed its walls. All the horrors of the ruin that walks fell upon it. And time again, it turned back the tide. And it was only thanks to the love of Barash and Lotne. Their bond, forged in battle and side by side, changed reality, because this was a time when emotions and thoughts actually changed what was true. And their bond was so strong, they could turn back any assault that the Infernals sent against their walls. One had come with the Infernals from whatever worlds in the Hungry Dark they originally called home. But immediately upon arriving, it took to itself. It carved out its own little horrible corner of the world, and the others left it alone. For this being was so hateful, took such delight in the suffering of others, in ruining what they found joyful, that not even its fellow Infernals were safe from it, and they feared it, not for its power, but for its deviousness and the pure depths of its hate. And they called it the Scorpion. And when none of the Destroyer's strategies worked, and the other Infernals began to mutter angrily at each other, they began to chafe under his leadership. The Destroyer felt that he had no choice but to turn to the Scorpion and ask the Scorpion to destroy the bond between Barash and Lotne. And so the Scorpion devised a plan. And the armies of the Infernals pulled back, broken in a titanic battle. And Barash gave chase, flying out from beyond the walls to strike at the fleeing legions, to cut at their hearts, seeing them vulnerable for the first time. And he fell upon them like a storm and broke them, and they fell back. And he fell upon them in wrath, and countless were torn apart by his sword and spell, and they fell back, until they had drawn him so far back that the trap was sprung, and they surrounded him and plunged him into darkness. And moments after that battle, moments after his light faded, news reached the spires of Luminius, and a whisper of Barash's fall came to Lotne's ear. And she had placed so much of her faith and her trust and herself, and had gone through so much with him, that she turned to desperation. And she lost hope and lashed out in incredible violence against the Infernals. And their guard was lowered, and Luminius fell. But Barash was not slain. He survived, wounded, though no word reached the towers of Luminius before it was too late. Not even all the armies of the Infernals could destroy him, for he still had his faith in Lotne. The memory of her fighting on her own at the head of all of Luminius's greatest minds kept him alive. Wounded, he marched across the plains of the Dawn world, through the twisted wastelands ruined by the hateful minds of the Infernals, fighting off attack after attack, defeating horrors left and right, determined to reach the city. And when he returned, he found its light devoured, and its beauty poisoned, and its towers fallen. And then the Scorpion revealed itself to him, reveling in his failure, delighting in his suffering, and the empty, faded shade of Lotne dangled from the Scorpion's talons. Drained of her hope, drained of her faith, of a pure image of misery. And the scorpion lifted up the shade of Lotne and said, "Behold your failure. Behold the fruits of your works." And Barash was driven to bloodthirst. It is said that he fell upon the scorpion with such rage, in such a burning fury, that the three of them plummeted into a dark river and were no more. And the scorpion has not been seen, nor heard, nor spoken of ever since.
Is that a river that exists in this world or in the Dawn world?
It existed in the Dawn world. Some version of it may still exist in this world.
So what you're saying is Kraius is the scorpion.
Oh. Oh.
Oh no, have I been bullying the scorpion? That'd be a bit of an Uno reverse.
Cool.
Yeah. So there's the fruits of your research. And you asked me something else before I monologued.
Finding Kraius alone, I think it was.
Kraius
Yes.
thing?
Yes, you wanted to track him down alone.
Isolating the nerd. Divide and conquer.
All right. What sort of scenario would you want to catch him alone in? Like, what would be your ideal situation for that?
Like, he's not too busy and no one is around, or I can kind of pull him somewhere where there isn't anyone around, out of earshot.
He's spending a ton of time in the library these days, lots of time studying, and a lot less time with the friends that he was hanging out with before. Only some of them are still sticking around.
Okay, then I probably know this and go to the library to look for him.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too hard to find him studying at some point.
Probably like if I see him at a table alone, I probably might stand there and just give him a little wave and, "Can I talk to you?" Or, "Sorry, can I talk to you?"
He nods and gestures at the chair across from him and looks back down to his book.
Is there anyone like around?
Not around.
Okay, I sit. Is he like not looking at me?
He once you sit down, he's like he was in the middle of a thought, right? So he's jotting a few things down. His eyes kind of flit up towards you. He keeps writing, flit up towards you. Then he sets down the quill and straightens up, and then he'll look right at you with a very, like, for a moment, a smile. Then it goes back to blank neutral.
I probably like lean over just to like whisper and like, "I have to tell you the truth about the gala. Can I still trust you?"
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I'm like trying to vibe check. Is he like pissed? Or is he not like wanting? Can I
Roll
not
for
trust
vibe
him?
check.
We should just rename the insight skill the vibe check skill.
True.
Give me one of those.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
Natural 20.
His vibe has been checked.
All right. He he's a boiling little pot of adolescent emotions. He's hurt. Most recently by the fact that you would ask him if you can still trust him, as if his honor would have changed based on what happened.
Aw.
Because that's a part of him. That has nothing to do with you. That's just who he is. Of course you can still trust. He doesn't verbalize any of this, but of course you can still trust him. He's a man of honor.
Well, I haven't told you this before, Kraius, where I'm from. No one really knows me, and you're one of the first people I've met. And to make a long story short, I know you're in the middle of studying, but I'm from Brontha, and I have always been entrusted to people and told what to do and have had these expectations of me. And well, I don't mean to ramble, but I didn't want to go to the gala with anyone. I don't like the expectation of being there with someone and to be entrusted to someone. And I have other plans for the gala, and I don't want to put you in any danger, and I just wanted you to have a good time with someone else.
Is Garnet being honest right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to roll a history check for our little friend here.
Been hitting the Bronfer books. Yes, he has.
Indeed.
Just thinking about it for a moment, and
Could I interrupt while he's thinking?
Yeah, absolutely.
'Cause while he's like processing this, I'm like, I feel terrible because I set these expectations on myself that I wanted this grand entrance in this performance and for someone to earn my presence because I've been used to that. But then I realized that's not what I wanted. And I feel terrible that you went through all of that and you were embarrassed. And for that, I'm really sorry. And I hope we can still be friends, but I understand if you don't want to talk to me anymore.
He looks concerned. He looks not confused, but thinking, reevaluating, processing everything.
Processing, downloading.
Am I being friend zoned?
He gets this look. There's this look that Kraius has when he's about to puff up his chest and say something with this sense of importance, right? The sense of dignity and such. He gets that look for a moment, and then it falls away. Are you a princess?
Wait, I don't actually know if I if I was considered that. I might have to DM lore check.
You were nobility. You were royalty. You were 100% royalty. That's not the title you would have used, but it is equivalent.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't think anyone's ever used that title, but just don't tell anyone, okay? I just don't want to be. I haven't told anyone that I'm even from Brontha. I think. So just. There's just a lot to unpack here, I know, but I just wanted to explain myself so you didn't feel cheated because I don't actually want to. I don't want to not go with Athalor, but I just wanted to go with a friend. And you deserve someone better.
Is
a queen?
I should have known. Okay. I think Athalor is a bad friend.
Why?
He tried to drown me. He has no respect for humans. He delights in cruelty. But given the weight of responsibility that must surely hang on your shoulders, I think I understand a little bit better now, and I would be honored to remain your friend.
Is he still thinking? Or?
No, he's looking.
Oh, okay.
He's still thinking a lot, but now it takes you a moment to realize that he left a gap there for you.
I probably
ditto.
I put my hand on top of his hand and just kind of grasp it slightly and just say, well, I won't let him be cruel to you anymore.
I can stand up for myself, but I'd be more concerned about you. Someday maybe his callousness will turn your way.
Oh, I hope not.
Yes,
well,
for his sake.
Oh well, no! I've generated a Tumblr White Knight! The worst of all the villains!
I'll probably smile softly at him and just say, well, I know you'll have my back, right?
Of course.
All right, well, I gotta get to alchemy studies, or I don't know, insert class here. Good luck with this. Sorry I bothered you. Okay, have fun.
Roll a persuasion check before you go, Garnet.
The first white knight.
A 22. All right. And you take off and you go back to resume your studies.
All right, a little band-aid on the sinking boat there.
In the time to come, the change that has come over Kraius remains. His friendship circle seems to have shrunk. The number of people spending time with him. He is not heard pontificating nearly as much. He is almost more aloof, more focused, and continuing to study. Everyone except Alexander doesn't really have any context from this, aside from he got socially nuked from orbit, so he's going to pull back a little
ion
bit.
Cannon.
He got low orbit ion cannon. Now, what about the three of you? You've all been off doing your own things. What about the time that you spend with each other? Who knows what? Who's read in on what? Who's talking about what amongst you?
Yeah, actually, Alex would approach Garnet and Athalor at some point, maybe over some lunch or something. I say, how are you guys doing? It's been a minute since I think we've really caught up.
It feels like we've all been incredibly busy. Who knew that a year with finals and it would just be so damn stressful.
I slacked on potions and I only got an A-, and this is just so unlike me. And I've just been very distracted lately, and I'm just glad I can hang out with you guys, and I'm glad the drama's over. It was giving me a headache.
What about you, Alex? Any drama to add to Garnet's apparent lack of that?
Well, I mean, it would probably be a good thing to avoid the drama. That scene in the hole when Kraius asked you was quite the spectacle.
Almost choreographed.
Yeah, Alex, you ran off after him, right? Did you comfort him? Did he take it really badly?
Did he cry?
It was, I mean, what do you expect, right? I mean, all these expectations built up for the, kind of rivalry between Athalor and Kraius, and he makes a big thing and you shut it down. It was
well done, by the way. Absolutely perfect.
Why are you looking at me?
You could have said yes.
Oh, you could.
It's fine. It's neither here nor there. But yes, I did talk to Kraius afterwards, and actually, on that kind of vein, I wanted to bring up something. Kind of propose it to you too. Potentially, if you're interested, making a sort of prestigious society, only the smartest, but looking to make a group. And if you qualify, I mean, you want like a 3.8, GPA or higher, at least initially. It'll get more strict as we go on, then might be able to join us.
What is this, like a chess club?
No.
Did you make a club?
A club is not the word for it. It is a prestigious society. Well, we are going to be looking to, at first better IOTH Academy, spread knowledge between us, protect and build up with aspirations of, becoming much more.
Gnomes, can Athalor roll a history check for previous elitist institutions within magic bearing communities?
Sure.
What he said.
Oh, wait, I need a disadvantage as well. Thank you, Ken. Could it even be lower?
Damn, you got railed with that.
You haven't paid any attention to such things at IOTH Academy. You've been focused on...
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
If you do have to qualify for it, I don't know.
Don't we get a friend discount?
I mean, a bit of a discount, but there's a difference between a discount and, just kind of giving something away.
I nudged
What-
Athalor.
what
Well, I
would-
tried, buddy. I tried.
What would qualify one to be a part of your society? Do you need a demon?
I don't
what?
have one of those.
No, sorry, say again.
Do you need a friend? Or can we do it with our own brains?
Oh,
Athalor's very
Terribly.
careful to be quite discreet with saying it, considering the lunch context.
preferably your own brain. I'm not sure I really know exactly what you're referring to, but yes, I mean,
I
we
suppose what I'm
have different
asking, Alex, is this a joint venture on your part?
a joint venture with
Because
no.
I'd be much more down for joining an Alex club than the other thing.
Yeah, it's not.
Wait, there's an Infernal club.
No involvement on that
Wait, there's
regard.
no Infernal club though.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's just a cult.
Yeah, no involvement on that regard. At least not yet. This was from my own doing. Well, and Henan and Kraius, of course, helping.
Oh, Kraius will be
Oh,
there. Athalor, it's your chance.
Henan
Make
is
amends.
your rather charming orc friend, no? The half orc, maybe?
Yes. Oh. Orc, I
He's
believe.
lovely.
Half orc, full orc. I don't know. Actually, I don't remember. But yes.
Not like us humans. He's not. He's another.
Scrolling in the notes. I still don't see. I don't know.
Well,
think
he's
that's
green and
awful.
he's got some very, not full tusks, but some tusk-like teeth.
Okay. All right, but
And he wears really fancy slippers.
true.
The slippers are very important. The half moon glasses as well. Whew. That's a
Well,
fleshed out
yes.
character right there.
They've taken in this venture of founding this with me.
And if one were to get in the rare chance that one might pass such a mental barrier,
Yes.
would there be truce between the members?
Truth.
Truce.
Oh, truce.
He's obviously
I see.
relating to the
Yeah.
central conflict in the school body at this time.
I would certainly hope so. I mean, I can't speak of your precise conflict. But I
Has
think we
Garnet
could work
told
something out.
Athalor, by the way, of her promise to Kraius to be the bully hunter?
Bully hunter? What do you mean? What?
Well, you
No, I
you
haven't said shit to you. You don't know shit.
you just said, I'll make him stop bullying you. It's like, hey, how'd it go? Yeah, it was fine.
Will there be any snacks? Me and Arianna are asking.
You
Yeah,
eat?
of course there are going to be snacks, yes.
Oh, good. Okay, I want in. Where do I submit the application?
Okay, well, you could, we do have to draft some, it's mainly been word of mouth per se, but I guess you can get a copy of your transcript, your grades from the past 3 semesters, then we can use that as a sort of vetting process.
Oh, I have that on hand. I just like pull it out of my purse. Transcript on demand.
You
have
have
never
that on
know.
hand?
Yeah, you never
Thanks.
know who you're gonna meet.
I must say I am impressed by that readiness. Alex kind of thumbs through it, looks it over.
If I recall from all those roles, she's been killing it.
This
You can
is
roll if you want.
this is impressive, Garnet. Yes, of course. These are exemplary
Yay!
marks, and
All right, Athalor, what's yours look like?
you'd be invited. You don't have
cur-
your transcript on hand, do you?
Yeah, currently not present. I wasn't planning on going to any job interviews today. But I suppose I shall gather it for old Alex here and see if I pass the test.
Oh,
Will there
you'd
be
make
any kinesthetic tests as well?
No, at least not at first. But like Alex kind of leans and whispers a little bit. Even if you don't technically qualify, I'll see if I could pull some strings, maybe get something going so you could attend.
Well, you'd make a great secretary, Athalor. Every club needs a secretary.
I do have excellent handwriting.
Oh, there we go.
That
You don't have to be
would-
smart to type, right, Alex?
That would certainly make it easier for this. Yes. To get you in.
I suppose we'll see first how my grades stack up, because there's no way that Athalor would have this on hand. Or even in the dorm, it would definitely not be something that he's collected over the years.
You'd have to go to the office or submit a request
Yes,
to get
like,
that
go to school
paperwork.
administration.
Mhm.
Like, for some reason, Garnet's just been noting all of hers down with her CV. Hello, are you recruiting for any magical academies?
She's like, here's my letter of recommendation. Here's my last
business
few
card.
theses, business cards.
My references
link
are
to my
Master L
reel.
now, and a bunch of corpses.
Oh yeah, here's the people I've killed. Like, just-
Top kill count.
Oh yeah.
But yes, we're planning on having a welcoming ceremony in a couple of weeks once we've built up enough members to really start get things going.
Oh, I have a ton of people who might be interested in this. I'll have to see how smart they are, but I could
Yeah.
help recruit if you need a lot of people.
Oh, we do actually. That would be yeah. You have quite a large group. I'm sure some of them are very smart. Pass them my way, or Kraius or Henan, any one of us really. We will take these
Are you the
responsibilities. and
central
try to process them.
adjudicators?
Yeah, I would say us three. Yes,
Very industrious.
indeed. This is going to be massive. It's going to be only the best of the best.
Now what?
Is this initiation ceremony planned for before the gala or after?
Yeah. Before, probably like a week before or something.
Okay. All right. Say 3 weeks until, and the initiation ceremony is in. That means the initiation ceremony is in 2 weeks.
Do we remember how Athalor's grades have been? I forget.
I feel like he's done pretty well. I feel like he's done pretty well overall. You've got,
He's
Uncle
been
Power.
leaning a little bit on the old, on the old unnatural knowledge.
Yeah, but nobody knows that. Nobody, unlike
Even suspects it, seemingly. He doesn't have the usual markers, as it were.
mhm. Okay. So as Alexander starts preparing an initiation ceremony and continuing with recruitment, let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break. When we come back,
Yay.
we'll see
Why
if...
just say yay?
Because I want a snack. Shut up.
Look, Arianna's not here, but she's with us in spirit.
True.
Channeling.
All right, folks. We'll be back in a bit. Don't go anywhere.